What is up? What is up, y'all? It is your girl D, aka the Wellness Plug, and I am here today not only to share a new haircut, but to also share some really exciting news for me. And I've decided to include you in on the secret. Okay, many people, especially across the internet, know me as a professional dancer. I'm currently dancing with Amara Arts in St. Louis. We specialize in the Afro-Caribbean, Afro-Latin styles, and we perform at so many different events in the city. Also classically trained for ballet, tap, jazz, hip-hop, and other genres as well. However, there's a good chunk of St. Louis that knows me from the wellness industry from working at the spa. I worked at the spa for 7 years before I had my son, and I picked up quite a few tips and tricks working in this industry. I started out as this quirky, fun-loving, excited, young receptionist and wellness coordinator. Then I graduated into the membership sales expert. From there, I went to becoming the customer service manager and client advocate. And then by the time I was finishing my time at the spa and was pregnant with my son, I was leaving as the manager of daily operations and administration and sales. So, needless to say, all of the roles that I played at the spa played a key component into how I look at the wellness industry now. If you knew me, back in my days at the spa, you knew that I could be very persistent in how I worked with our clients. I cared more about your wellness than you did, okay? And it's really easy to say, like, yeah, of course you did, because you obviously made money off of us staying at the spa. When are y'all going to learn that two things can be true at the same time? I literally cared how these people spent their money and what they were doing with it. Because quite honestly, why would you spend money that you worked hard to earn on anything that you're not using? Why would you think that you can still show up the same way days and days and days for weeks and months and years at a time and not ever think that you need to fill your cup back up? Make it make sense, y'all. If you knew me at the spa, you know that I was real, transparent. I was empathetic to everyone's situations, but I was also incredibly honest. I loved to help people navigate solutions to their problems, and I really enjoyed getting people to try services that I genuinely thought they would benefit from, and then finding out that it like really made a difference to them in a big way. I personally don't think that job came to me by chance. I truly believe that God placed that job in my life multiple times because I was designed, my divine purpose on this earth is to help people feel their best. I genuinely feel this way. And that doesn't mean that I have all of my stuff together. It doesn't mean that I am like perfect at self-care. It means that I'm incredibly self-aware. I love navigating problems to find solutions. I love figuring out where I'm getting in my own way so that I can take back the control that I feel like I lack and can find solutions that end up making me feel better, that take care of me, that fill my cup and allow me to show up as the person that I am to the people that I matter to in my life. This doesn't come without lots of work, y'all. Done a lot of work. And I have even gone through crazy, sometimes traumatic experiences that I've had to heal and grow from. And I believe that shapes the way that I work with people in the wellness industry. I love allowing people space and giving people tools that help them figure out how and when they want to show up for themselves so that they can show up for others, especially the ladies, especially the mamas. Growing up in this body, I have always been confused. Women go through so many transitions in life when we go from puberty to adulthood to pregnancy, postpartum, perimenopause, menopause, and then continuing through aging. It's too much. It's too much. And it's not talked about enough. It's not. We're left feeling confused, unprepared, and unable to connect with our own bodies. And then you add in extra human stuff like trauma, past pain, and you look at some of the things that women go through in their lives, like domestic violence, sexual violence, anxiety, depression, other mood disorders, things that they don't necessarily have ready and available resources to help assist them through those transitions. That is why, y'all, I have decided to become a certified women's wellness coach. Women's health should be valued. Women's bodies don't just come and move in straight lines. We shift, we transform, and our wellness should move with it, not against it. I'm becoming a women's wellness coach because women's wellness is non-linear and it's extremely personal, and it should be treated that way. Too many women feel unseen by systems that were not created for them in the first place. And through this business, I plan to build something that is. I am so excited to share this journey with you guys. I'm basically documenting this in real time on this YouTube channel and sharing what I learned, bringing it up in topics. It's none of what I'm talking about in this course is too far off from what we already talk about on the channel. So I figured, why not just share my experience in becoming a coach as well. And so when you start a business, it's always key to define your core values. So I've come up with my 5 core values as a women's wellness coach. You ready? Number 1, integrity. You can expect me to always be honest with you and know that I only want what I feel is best for your wellness. Nothing I say will not be done without genuine trust and interest in mind. Number 2, accountability. I am really good at accountability, okay? And it's not really about blame. Accountability is not about blame. It is about recognizing where we have control over our own situations. And so I want to empower you where I can remind you that you have control over your wellness, and we can work together on navigating how we continue that. Number 3 is customization. It's not a cookie cutter situation over here. Wellness isn't the same for every woman. And so my idea of assisting you is finding your wellness plan. What services, what activities, what ways can we fill your cup that make you feel fulfilled as a person? What works for her ain't working for her. It's just personalized. So expect me to cater to who you are as an individual and not coming up with something that I think every woman should be doing. Number 4, resilience. I think literally this is ingrained in my DNA. I am one of the most resilient people that I know. And I think resilience is such a powerful thing to have. There's something about getting knocked down. There's something empowering about getting back up and trying again. It's refusing to be defeated. And knowing that God is on our side, that's what He wants us to do. So I will always encourage resilience, which is great because growth is non-linear and growth and mistakes are part of humanness. So reminding ourselves that we are human and we are going to get set back and we are going to fall, and it is okay, boo boo, because we're going to get back up and we're going to try it this way or try it again. It's all good. Number 5, inclusivity. No one is exempt from wellness. I want to work with all women of all ages, all shapes, colors, types. I want to work with all of y'all because wellness matters at every stage of life. It matters to every woman. Using these values, I plan to help so many women fill their cups and help them discover what's been holding them back and what keeps them from showing up as their best selves every day. I have hit rock bottom. I have been in unfulfilling and sometimes even abusive relationships. I've experienced violence and in my life. I have been completely overstimulated and burnt out with work and obligations and life. I have been there. And then after having my son, postpartum kicked my okay? Postpartum kicked me so hard and humbled me so much. That is where I truly realized how underserved women are in their journeys in womanhood. Motherhood is something that we all are supposed to look forward to. But yet, once we have the baby, it's like we get dropped off on this island with no map, no instructions, no type of way to navigate all the adjustments and changes that we have to go through. I've never even heard of perimenopause until my aunt brought it up in a conversation. Why is that not something that we are mandatorily taught in health class? I have been in the trenches, y'all, of burnout, overstimulation, anxiety, abandonment issues, trauma bonding. I have been there. I promise you, I have been there. And it was not cute. Healing emotionally, mentally, and physically has completely shaped my wellness journey for years. I have been in therapy. I do journaling exercises. I'm back in church. Healing has been so essential to me as a human because I could not allow my circumstances and the things that happened to me to keep me from loving myself and showing up for the things that I deserve anymore. This journey has helped me learn to have compassion for my body and the transformations that it goes through, reminding myself that setbacks are normal and it is okay to say I messed up. God designed our bodies to transform, to stretch, to bend, to do all these things and carry life. God designed us this way. We're supposed to experience changes. And the more emotional intelligence that we gain, the more ability that we have to regulate those emotions and then also sustain and keep a deep connection with God and ourselves. That's how we take a step towards empowered decisions, being resilient, and reminding ourselves that we are worth taking care of and showing up for. Look, y'all, I made a promise to myself to never abandon myself again, no matter what. I made a promise to myself to not let anybody let me think that I'm not worth it ever again. And I intend to keep that promise for the rest of my life, especially now that I'm a wife and a mother. Y'all know I started a YouTube channel. Here we are. It's called The Wellness Plug. And I started this mini podcast series called Healing Out Loud. The whole point of this was to spark conversations about healing from trauma and develop emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and empathy for other people in other situations. I want to help do that through conversation, through storytelling, through talking to different people, telling our experiences so that people understand the scope and the expansiveness that is humanness. I also use the channel to explore and introduce key wellness practices that I have learned about, tried, or think will help people if they don't know about them and don't currently have them in their routines. One of those things in particular is massage therapy. A lot of people see self-care as a luxury, and I'm literally going out of my way to debunk that myth and show people just how necessary self-care is to our well-being. How we show up for ourselves and others really does matter. As a women's wellness coach, I plan to offer virtual coaching sessions, some dance fitness classes, some stretch and mobility courses, and of course, I will be updating the channel as much as possible with wellness tips and education. If you are familiar with me and my husband's brand, House of Dev, you know that we also create products that we sell on Etsy. They include productivity tools like the Big Year Planner that I sold last year, and project planners, and there's even little like stuff for families and communities like parenting, motherhood, and fatherhood. We sell apparel. And we really just wanted to celebrate all of the changes that you go through in this life. We wanted to celebrate faith. We wanted to celebrate family. We wanted to celebrate love, marriage. So every time we experience something profound in our lives or accomplish something together, we try to find a way to celebrate it, which is how Mamalicious became a thing. That's how the father figures and Big Dog's Father's Day shirts have become a thing. There's love coupons on there. We just really love celebrating love. So if you guys are not familiar with House of Dev and the products that we sell, check us out on Etsy. Shameless plug, I will forever be. And we do plan to expand this brand to continue to celebrate huge life stages and support people in productivity, organization, and mental wellness. In the meantime, I do plan on sharing my journey into wellness coaching with you guys here on the channel. So, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any more of the wellness tips and tricks that I have, and so you can be updated on when I go live on some of my services. I am so excited, y'all. This is such a cool journey. There's 12 modules in this course, and I am already completed with a third of them. So I'll be talking about a few topics that we've already covered in the course in some of the topics in Healing Out Loud coming up. But just stay tuned, because I was already nervous about talking about it before it was done. So this is my way of including you in the journey, telling you what's going on, and holding myself accountable because so I don't chicken out, okay? But I would love y'all's support in this journey. If you have any questions or comments below, please start a conversation. But yeah, welcome to wellness, and I get to be officially, once I'm done with this and certified, I plan to put it like right here so y'all can see, but I'll officially be Coach D all over again. If you don't know, I used to coach a high school dance team in like 2015, 2016. For about 3 years, I was a dance team coach. And so I'm really excited that I get to pull out my Coach D jacket again. It's your girl D. I'm becoming a women's wellness coach. Stay tuned, y'all. Wish me luck. And I will see y'all on the next video.